thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely.
I've got about 20 minutes for this, so if we can get things taken care of.
We certainly can. Patrick, I appreciate you making some time to meet with me today. I know you're extremely busy. As we mentioned on the phone, your program with us is coming due. Before I came out today, I took a little time to do some research around the digital landscape as it relates specifically to your business and your industry, and uncovered some neat information I think you're going to find valuable. And what I'd like to do is run through that with you today, and then also get your thoughts and feelings and feedback along the way while learning more about your goals. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Perfect. So as we look at this, what I'm going to be covering specifically is SEO metrics, how well you're showing up on the search engines,
Okay.
reputation management and visibility, how you're being seen throughout the web, how people are viewing you, ratings and reviews, that type of information, social media, DexKnows.com conversion page, that's with your program that you have with us right now, and then website aesthetics,
Okay.
the visual appeal of your website. Does all that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. So first thing I did here as you look at it, just did a simple search for limousine service, Burnsville, Minnesota.
Okay.
Would you say that's relevant to your business?
That's my hometown.
Yeah, I agree. Good news is you're showing up number one.
Okay.
As we look at it, that's a good thing, in my eyes,
Right.
at least. You're showing up well there. And as I look at this search, it tells me a couple of things. Your information is showing up there. There's also a bunch of other companies that show up there.
Yeah, you don't have to go too far to find other limos companies around here.
Yeah, give us a little insight on the competitiveness of your business.
But at least I'm showing up first.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree. Would you also agree that the level of competitiveness of this industry also tells us that it's awfully important how you position yourself online?
Well, absolutely. People are going to look at maybe 1, 2, find something on the lake and make a phone call.
Yeah.
Book. Right.
I completely agree with you. Typically, as we're looking at digital program, a lot of it comes down to what you need it to do for you in the end, and that is you're trying to book up your limousines, right?
Right.
Stay busy.
Yep.
How are you doing there overall now?
I've got the 3 cars. I've got me. I've got 2 other part-time drivers.
Okay.
Really, it's about keeping the cars on the road. If I'm
Yep.
keeping the cars on the road, I'm making money. When they're sitting idle, I'm not making money. So,
4 cars total right now?
3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, there's still the plan. We'd love to get a 4th car. I'd love to get something bigger in the stretch limo. Another one of those for me.
Okay. So adding one more stretch limo to the fleet is kind of the number 1 goal?
Number 1 goal, yeah, but right now I still just need to book out what I've got
Okay.
as well. I mean, the sooner I can get booked out, the sooner I can then take that next step, which is the next car and another driver, and move on from there.
How far away are you from booking out?
I'm not sure what you're asking, like this weekend and then the next month. Yeah, I'm pretty busy, but boy, as you get into November and December, and
Okay.
I've got some spots I still need to fill.
You still doing a mix of corporate work and weddings?
Yes, corporate work's great.
Okay.
I would love more of it.
Okay.
Weddings, good. The part of the weddings, the bachelorette parties, the bachelor parties, the party buses, yeah, again, just stay away from that as much as I can, because it ends up being more of a nightmare than what it ends up being worth to me.
Okay. Bachelor party specifically, you want to stay away from?
Actually, the bachelorette's worse.
Okay.
But ultimately, the corporate is better.
Okay.
It's during the day, generally.
Mm-hmm.
There's generally just more of it going on.
Okay.
In that a wedding or a bachelor party is a one-time event.
Okay.
Or a corporate is repeat. And I have some that I drive literally every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm driving a group of doctors to St. Cloud.
Okay.
So that they can do their procedures up there. So more corporate work because it's more routine, scheduled,
Okay.
those type of things.
corporate work is number one. We still take more weddings?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could prioritize, you'd obviously prioritize
Absolutely.
corporate work.
Yep.
Okay. So in any given week right now, you've got 3 cars.
Right.
Are those, do you have 2 of the 3 full?
No, those guys are working maybe 20, 25 hours.
Okay,
You know, in our line, we can work 50, 60 hours,
okay.
so.
So you can essentially double the amount of work flowing through those limousines. Weddings, I'm assuming it's a little bit different. You hit capacity on the weekend?
Again, yeah, that's a Saturday kind of thing, but if I can get more Monday through Friday things.
Okay.
right.
Then you've got all the room in the world Monday through Friday.
Not all the room in the world, you know,
Well-
got a couple accounts, but
Okay.
yeah, we can pick up more.
How much more would you like?
You know, I've got about 15 corporate accounts. I'd love to say I can push a magic button and get that to 25.
Okay,
I'm not sure how I would do that.
okay. But that'd be the goal.
That'd be the goal.
Does that keep your 3 cars busy then?
And then we're looking at how do I add a 4th. Yeah.
Once you get to the 25 corporate accounts, you can add a 4th with that business that would.
That's what I'm projecting, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Math seems to add up for me that way.
Gives me a general idea. You mentioned earlier your initial goal is to fill up what you have. After that, you take the next step.
Yep.
Add the 4th. Okay.
It's nothing to go buy a car,
Yep.
right? It's just a matter, I need riders to put in it before I buy the car.
Doesn't do you any good to sit idle.
No.
No. Makes perfect sense. Okay, so 10 corporate accounts is what we need. When we flip to the wedding business, how many more of those do you need on a weekend?
I'd probably go, yeah, I'd have to look at the books.
Okay.
I mean, truly see what I've booked out, but if I did another 2 weddings, I'm probably at capacity.
Another 2 weddings a weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not per weekend, probably a month,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So if you focus on corporate accounts, you're likely to pick up those additional weddings just by getting additional exposure.
You know, it's a good thought, I hadn't really thought of it as flowing through that way, but everybody's a potential customer.
Yeah, the more people you can connect with, the more opportunity you have, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any concept of how many calls you need to ultimately convert a new corporate account?
I think it's pretty good, if I get the call and I've got the availability,
Mm-hmm.
I'm generally booking it,
Okay.
so. Every call, I mean, tough to say, there's calls I turn down just because I don't have the availability,
Yeah.
right?
You get 5, would you say, you get 5 calls, you book 4 of them?
3,
3 out of 5.
Sure.
That's a good ratio.
yeah.
That's 60%, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just again, can I get there that weekend, that day, that time, that place? Right.
When you're talking corporate though, it sounds like you've got,
That
Better
I can,
response
yeah,
there.
that I can generally pick up.
yeah, so those you can convert at a pretty good clip, right?
Pretty high, yeah.
Okay.
It might be higher than 3, might be closer to 4.
To the 4? Okay. Will you go anywhere in the metro then on those?
And beyond.
And beyond?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
Picking up people in Golden Valley and driving them to St. Cloud right now. They get to work the whole ride up. And, you know, it's consistent every Tuesday and Thursday.
What are your primary competitive advantages there? We talked earlier, it's a competitive business. Why are people choosing preferred limousine versus another option?
I'm involved.
Okay?
You know, you hear it, the owner operated
Yep.
thing is a good thing. I think we've got good drivers. A lot of what we do, it's just taking care of our customers. I don't know that it really needs to be more complicated than that. I think the customers we get, we tend to keep in the
Mm-hmm.
corporate world and even in a wedding. You know, people are happy with our service. We get a lot of referrals from that, and it just kind of builds on itself. So, if we do a good job, that tends
Totally agree. Many things in business are simple, it's just that not every company can do them consistently. But you're right, clean cars, professional drivers, returning phone calls, showing up on time, all those things go a long ways, and it sounds like you do all those very, very well.
Try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to do all those.
Well, you're doing something well, your business is growing, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Your business is growing. Are there any types of businesses that are really good for you for corporate accounts? Doctor's offices, you mentioned earlier, there are other types that really use limousines on a regular basis that really become good accounts for you?
What it tends to be is more corporate, where this happens to be one of their offices.
Okay,
You know, I don't know where you guys are based out of, but you probably have a CEO, CFO, somebody who travels into town to visit one of the offices.
right,
Instead of grabbing a cab, have the limo, they're picking them up at the airport.
okay,
Have them here for the 2-3 days if you've got to go visit 2-3 different offices, that type of thing. And send them on their way
okay.
2-3 days later.
So it could be a big company, could be smaller or medium-sized company?
Oh, absolutely.
Just depends.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the size of company necessarily.
Okay,
But it's just a matter of how easy is it for somebody to come into the Twin Cities, especially in the winter, want to face winter travel.
right,
And not know where they're going, and, you know, even with the age of GPS, having somebody know where they're going, you know, and ultimately, most of these guys are too busy,
right.
you know, they're gonna need a driver, so they don't wanna take a cab.
You make it easy for them. I was thinking too, as you were saying that, if it's a 35-minute ride, that's 35 minutes they can do something.
Oh, yeah,
If you're
believe me,
driving.
they're working.
Yeah.
They're back there.
Yeah. Have you figured out what a corporate account is worth to your business?
Let's just say it's good,
Yeah. Better than one wedding, right?
better than one wedding.
It's gonna vary depending on how much they
Yeah,
use you. but-
absolutely. Obviously, the one I'm, you know, the doctors I'm traveling around, that's good.
Yep.
Not gonna find all of those every day, right? So, a little more infrequent, but still looking for more corporate.
How do you measure whether or not advertising is effective and worth doing?
Aren't we doing some tracking on what
Mhm.
we have now?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of rely on you guys.
Okay. Do you have an expected return on investment? You're spending X number of dollars on advertising, you need to get X number of dollars back out of it, or how do you measure it that way?
It's a great question. I don't know that I've ever put a number to it.
Okay,
You know, I think I'm spending 300, you know, I'm gonna be getting a few weddings, I'm gonna be getting a few corporate, jobs out of that. Simple math, break even, and I need to make more than that. I
okay,
probably need to triple it.
okay, 3 to
By
1.
the time I'm paying my freight, my overhead.
That makes sense, sounds like a pretty good analysis, and you're not alone, it's not something you necessarily think about every day, but it's important as you start to evaluate advertising, what you need to get out of it and what you need it to do for you.
Yeah.
So 3 to 1 is the expected return.
That's a break even kind of thing.
Okay, you want to do better
Beyond
than
that, yeah, I need to make money off it.
Okay, and then so as we look at corporate accounts, most of them are worth at least a couple $1,000s to you and go much beyond that. Is that kind of a safe assessment?
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't have to be an exact science, it just gives me a general idea of what we're
Okay.
looking at there. Anything else I should know specifically about your business or your goals here in the near future? I know we just hit on it, you want to fill up your 3 cars that you have right now, add a 4th. Is there anything else major in there that we're looking at?
No. I think you got it.
Covered it, perfect. So next search I did here, we looked at Burnsville before, now I did a search, limousine service Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
Is that relevant to you?
Yeah, how'd I do on that one?
Well, take a look.
Where am I?
You're not on this one that I can find
Okay.
as it sits right now. Sounds like you'd like to be.
It's probably the biggest search out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you have any on how much that search versus Burnsville?
I don't know exactly. I mean, we can start to use deductive reasoning. We know Minneapolis is kind of the main city
Right.
in the Twin Cities metro area here. It's what people start their search with, it's gonna get very, very good volume of search traffic.
Yeah, I think that's somewhere we need to be.
How are you feeling about your digital presence in general?
That it needs to be better,
Okay.
that it might be good, but I'm not doing a whole lot.
Okay.
I'm busy driving.
What does better mean?
Better means that I'm showing up in a search like that.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know if you pulled St. Paul, I'm probably non-existent there.
right?
There's probably a bunch of searches out there that I probably could be on, and that might fill me up for those other jobs I was just telling you I probably need.
Right. You've got goals and you realize that showing up better online
Yeah, I
can help
think,
you
you
reach
know,
those goals.
more and more people are, whether it's the office administrator, sitting at their desk, you know, Google's the place to be, and, you know, you kinda have to be on the first page. I don't think anybody's gonna go beyond the
You're
first
right.
few in there.
You're right, first page is what gets the activity.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right there. Do you care where you show up on this page?
Does anybody look beyond the top, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, you tell me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, are you
I mean, when I use it, I can't say that I've ever made it to the bottom of page 1.
above the fold, as they say?
Yeah, if that's, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, and you're absolutely right there. Are you pretty familiar with how this search lays out as far as who's showing up there and why they're showing up?
No,
No?
all I know is I'm not there.
And you want to be there?
I should be there.
I agree, and we can ultimately help you get there. Real quickly, what's happening here, if you look at the top and the right, you'll see the little orange there. That's signaling paid ads. So everybody that's showing up at the top or the right is paying to be there. If you look at the middle of the page, it's called the organic section, or people refer to it as the free section. Are you familiar with that at all?
I don't click on the ads,
Okay.
so I guess, yeah, I only use the, what you call free.
Yeah, organic, free,
Yeah.
whichever one. Same term. So, my experience, both areas are good, both can drive leads. There's different ways to attack
Okay.
each of them. When you're talking the organic section here, you can't pay for a specific spot, but you can pay a company like Dex to do work to your site to get you to show up better there.
Okay.
Sounds like you have a preference towards the organic section of the page.
I don't know that I have, yeah, I mean, it's what I use,
Okay.
so that organic area, free area.
Is important to you.
Right.
But what's ultimately important is that you're getting leads,
I mean, I'm not even on the freaking page right now,
right?
so,
Getting there, and when we look at the big picture, it's all ultimately about filling up your 3 cars and adding a 4th, right?
right.
Okay. So the next thing I did was just did a quick scan of your site to see how the search engines are viewing it.
Okay,
I do this through a third-party vendor called Boostability. They specialize in search engine optimization. They got some software that allows me to scan your site. Took a quick look. Are you familiar with Google PageRank at all?
no,
No. Well, Google goes and ranks every site out there from a 0 to a 10.
I'm guessing a 1's not very good.
Well, can be better, of course.
Okay,
On the flip side, to give you some perspective, I meet with a lot of small, medium-sized businesses. Most of those folks are between a 0 and a 3.
mm-hmm,
So you're not a 0, but you do have room for improvement there.
okay,
Your domain is coming up soon, as far as renewal.
better get on that, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's coming up in September here, so you want to make sure you renew that. I just always like to remind folks. You've got 3 pages of your site getting picked up by the search engines.
okay,
So, not a good thing or a bad thing, it just tells us what's happening there.
okay.
Does all that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Any questions on that?
no,
Another thing I did was did a quick scan throughout the web. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of different sites out there. There's the major search engines, but then there's also the Dex Knows and the Super Pages and the Merchant Circles and Facebook and all kinds of other sites that pick up
Right.
information.
yeah,
So I did a quick scan to see how your information is being viewed throughout the web,
Okay.
if you show up and if you show up accurately. If you take a look here, you'll see that most of the sites aren't picking you up as it sits right now.
They don't even have me.
They don't even have you.
Oh.
Yahoo's got you, but most of the other ones, Yelp, Facebook, they're not picking anything up.
Okay.
Do you think it's important that they do pick up your information?
Well, I think the obvious answer is yeah. I mean, if somebody's there
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find me, they can't choose me.
Right.
So,
I agree. I think it's important for a couple of reasons. One, going back to wanting to show up better on the search engines.
right.
Google likes it when you have good and accurate information throughout the web.
Okay.
So it can help you there. It can also help you when people are searching these other sites, just doing a general
So how
search
do
for
I
you.
get that, my stuff on there, all these places?
We can help you with that.
Okay.
I'll share with you specifically what we do and how we do that.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Social media, the scan didn't pick up anything on Facebook. I didn't see anything out there when I did a search. Have you done anything?
I haven't, you know, my daughter keeps telling me that I need to be on there,
Mhm.
that there's businesses on there. You know, I guess I hear about it with the wedding kind of business, that people put pictures and all that kind of stuff, and I could be getting
Yeah.
referral business and that kind of stuff. It's out there. I'm not on Facebook myself. I look at my daughter, whatever she, you know, might show me some pictures. I just don't really see the business side.
Okay.
Again, if I'm looking for more corporate,
Yes.
you know, I just haven't seen how that really works. I mean, how would it help me?
It's a good question. Sounds like you can see some help on the wedding side, not seeing it for corporate.
Yeah.
Wondering if there's any value there.
And, you know, do I have really time to be looking at Facebook I'm busy driving, right? I can't be
Yeah.
on my phone or my whatever, posting pictures of, you know, the weekend and things like that.
Is it a time challenge or is it that there's no value there?
One, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Two, I don't know the value.
Okay.
So, yes, to your question.
That's fair. And you asked me earlier how it can help you on the corporate side. And I'll give you kind of my quick assessment of social media. Is it the be-all, end-all for a business? Not necessarily. Can it be helpful as a complete digital package? Yeah, it definitely can.
Okay.
How can it help you on the corporate side? I look at it as somebody's doing research, deciding what limo company they're gonna use, start to think about their search process. They might do a Google search, limos Minneapolis. They click on somebody that's showing up there. They look at their website. They start to, as they're doing this, they're looking at your website, they're starting to evaluate you and size your business up and decide whether or not this is a company they want to potentially do business with.
Right.
So they look at your website, if all that checks out, then they may step back out and search for you by name, preferred limousine.
Right.
Then they're going to be looking for things like ratings and reviews, maybe your credibility with the Better Business Bureau. Other things that pop up on that search could be your Facebook page.
Right.
They click into your Facebook page and they see that there are posts being done on a regular basis. What kind of a message does that send them about your business?
That I'm in tune with it, sounds like a pretty good background check people are doing on me.
Well, people
But
do.
I
Do you
think
think
you're
people
right.
search that
No,
way?
I think you're right.
It's a credibility checklist, as I tell people. You know, people want to do business with a company that's credible and will
Right.
treat them well, and how do they find that out in the digital age? It's the information they find online a lot
Right.
of times.
Right.
And yeah, I compare that to somebody does that search and they find a Facebook page that hasn't had an update for 8 months. What does that tell them?
The guy went out of business.
Well, or he's not as engaged, or it's sending a different signal,
Right.
right? So on the corporate side, I think it can help you with people in that research process.
Okay.
It's that executive administrative assistant doing the research. She wants to make sure the CEO
Right.
has a good experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's on her, right.
it's on her, and she's the one doing the research. That's the kind of process. So, will everyone look at the Facebook page? Not necessarily, but those that do, you have the credible information on there. have the check mark on the credibility list.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Your DexKnows.com conversion page, have you looked at it recently?
Not since you were here last time.
You're normal.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
It's normal. I went through it before I came out based on our previous conversations and the information I already know about you.
Yeah,
It's obviously a good time now to update anything that's changed or, would be inaccurate. And I kind of just evaluated it as far as how I think it stacks up. When I look at your strengths, I would say you've got a good description. We did a thorough job up front, got good information on there. It's filled out completely, which is good. People land on it, they want good, accurate information.
right.
We uploaded some images on there. You've got the video, and it's complete.
Okay.
Your opportunities, as I see them, like I said earlier, make sure everything's accurate. B, get more reviews on there.
Okay.
It's becoming more and more important. Did you have something for me?
No, I was just looking to see what you had on there. What I had for reviews, and I don't think anything's been added since maybe the last time you were out, so.
Yeah, you've got one review on there, which is good. It's better than zero, but back to our conversation earlier.
Yeah, there's not been anything in 8 months, kinda looks like I've been.
Well, that and just more reviews are better if people,
Right.
if you think people.
Yeah, I've got happy customers, I mean, it's why I'm still here today,
Mhm.
right? Keep doing business with me,
Mhm.
keep referring me. So, yeah, I can get that.
My suggestion there is, a lot of times you have some clients that you know really well. They'd be
Yep.
happy to go in and help you out because of the service that you give them. Just ask them to go on there and give you a review and you get a few more of them.
Okay, I can do that.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is there anything else you see on there that, the other thing we should do, and I can relook at some of this, is make sure that we cater it specifically towards the corporate content and what's
Okay.
important to the corporate
Yeah,
decision
I mean,
makers.
if we have bachelor parties and bachelorette parties and that kind of thing, let's get it out of there.
Okay, and there's a little bit, there's not a ton, but we can get that out of there.
Yeah,
Weddings, we should still mention, but we don't necessarily need to focus on. So I think if we start to look at driving the corporate business,
Right.
just the activity we're gonna get through that is gonna help you drive.
do we have holiday and light tours and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Just coming up into the winter here, I'll start booking quite a bit of that.
Holiday light tours is on
Okay,
there.
good.
Is that one that you're trying to focus on as well?
Again, it's good business because it's Monday through, it's there 7 days a week
Mm-hmm.
during the winters. It pays well. You kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
It's good business, certainly not gonna turn it away. Would rather be driving 8 to 5,
Right.
instead of from 8 to 10 at night.
So you're doing holiday light tours, 8 to 5?
No, I'd rather be doing the corporate.
Oh, I see what you're
5
saying. Yeah, okay.
Instead of the nighttime tours from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, not your preferred, but you.
But it's good.
It's part of the deal.
Yeah, so I just wanna make sure it's in there.
Yeah, you're not actively seeking more of that out necessarily.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Better to ask than to assume. Mobile searches,
yeah.
how important is it in today's world?
I would think very, I don't know. Seems like everybody I see is on their phone.
Yeah, you're right. And as we speak, mobile searches are outpacing desktop searches, so it becomes extremely important. The good news is that profile that you have with us,
Yep.
designed to drive leads, and it doesn't matter what platform somebody's searching from, mobile phone, iPad, desktop, it conforms to that specific platform.
Okay.
You have click to call there, so somebody finds it on the mobile phone, can call and dial you up right
Okay.
there. Your website, how are you feeling about your website in general?
I probably have some photos I need to update.
Mm-hmm.
The Better Business helps me.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Seems to be fine. I gotta get the URL updated like I think you said.
Make sure you renew that, you don't
Yeah.
wanna lose that.
Other than that, it's there, serves its purpose.
Do you like it, or is it just there?
I think it could be better. I don't think it does a great job of truly representing who we are.
Okay.
I'd like to get myself, the drivers, on there. A lot of people just care, who the driver is,
Mm-hmm,
wanna see him,
mm-hmm,
and.
personal information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's important, it's probably something I probably should get on there,
I agree with you there.
it's just a bit. One more thing I gotta go do,
Yeah? There's a lot to do, isn't there?
yeah,
How about the image of the site? How do you feel about that?
again, I don't think it gives the best look and
Yeah.
feel to our business.
Okay.
You know, I have it, it serves that purpose of having a website, if I get a phone call, if they wanna see cars, if they want more information, I can direct them to the website,
Yeah.
and it's something for people to find online, I guess, in Burnsville. Right now, they're not finding it in Minneapolis, but it's okay.
Do you do this all yourself now?
Yeah, among the 18 other things that I do, and I'm a much better driver than I am a website guy.
Yeah. So would it be helpful to you if somebody could help you with that? If you specifically had a web developer that helped you, gave you
Yeah,
ideas?
but I'm not sure I could pay them
Okay,
for it. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's offering to build better websites and do better things. It's just a matter of, you know, paying for them, right? Can I pay for it?
is this low on your priority list?
Not really.
Okay,
I mean, I kind of see it as one of those things that if people are doing that search that you pointed out to me before
yep,
and finding me, and then they get to this, it probably isn't giving the best impression if they're not finding me. Well, I need a better website to be found. So, yeah, it's something I need to do.
okay.
Need to carve out another 6 hours of the day.
Okay. Do you want to do it yourself?
No?
Okay. Here's you don't want to pay somebody to do it, don't necessarily want to do it yourself, you'll have to figure out something there. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. I agree with you in that this is important, in those decision makers, look at this, look at the information on it, size up your business based on what they see there.
Right.
You know, I see this go both ways. Some people ultimately want me to get them a quote on a custom website, a higher end website where you've got a web developer that you work with, give you ideas, help you through it.
Okay.
Other people go back and say, you know what, I've got this, don't want to pay for anything new, I'm gonna get this in the best shape that I can and work with it.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself on that spectrum?
That I don't wanna pay for it,
Okay.
but I know I need to have it.
Okay.
I don't know, how much are they?
Oh, there's two levels of sites you can do. I'll get into specifics. Ultimately, I'll get you a quote on what
Okay.
you want on the digital end, so I can go through the details. We've got two levels of sites. And I'll get you all that information
Okay.
and go through it in detail with
I mean,
you.
it doesn't hurt to look at prices.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's a fit for you, it's a fit for you. If it's not, it's not. I recommend to my clients to have a nice website, whether it's with us or somebody else. I believe it's extremely important for your marketing program.
Okay.
This just becomes the hub of everything that you're doing. Even those referrals that you get, there's a good chance, a high percentage of those are visiting your site before they contact you as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
there's a lot of people that see it. Your website, again, my homework, strengths, you've got some images in there. You've got a call to action, which is a good thing. You've got at the top, call us and the
Yep.
phone number. I come across many sites that don't have that. You might want to make that a little bigger,
Okay.
just a suggestion. And you've got the Better Business Bureau logo in there, which is
Right.
also a good thing, builds the credibility like you said. Opportunities, I agreed with you. That personal information, I called it an About Us page. Anything that you can personalize a little bit more with and give
Okay.
more information about your drivers is a good thing. Hours of operation can also be a good thing,
Right.
so people can know. And I know you've done the 24-hour-a-day thing before, didn't like
Right.
calls in the middle of the night. I don't know if
Yeah,
you backed
well-
off that completely, but
Yeah, I think we wanna stay away from the 24 hours, but if I put something on there that's six to 10
yeah,
kind of thing, it kinda weeds out the 2 AM phone calls.
the taxi call,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't want it.
Don't blame you. And then mobile optimization,
Okay.
that's a huge deal. Getting a site that's mobile optimized. Does that term mean anything to you?
Is that what you were just talking about with the web,
Yeah.
mobile? Okay.
basically what it means is when somebody brings it up on a mobile phone, it conforms to that platform, so it's really easily readable.
Okay.
You maybe,
Well, that's, everybody's walking around with a phone in their hand, so that'd be something they can use from their phone.
yeah, maybe you've even done a search on your phone where you look for a site and it's real hard to read, so you start doing the scrolling to try to
Yeah.
make it,
And with an old guy with bad eyes like me, that's trying to read,
yeah.
tough thing.
With that, you're just making it simple for people to read.
Okay.
So, what I included here, this is Smart Content Checklist. It's what I use when I'm designing a profile landing page
Okay.
or a web page, and it's the key information that people are looking for once they land on a landing page or a website. It's what they want to see. This information doesn't come from me specifically, it comes from a guy by the name of Dr. Dennis Fromholzer. All he does is study this industry, and it started with yellow page ads, now it's gone over to landing pages and websites, studying what information consumers want when they land there.
Okay.
I'll leave this with you if you decide to ultimately, do
Probably
something.
something that my website would need to be designed around.
You're exactly right, and if you decide to do it on your own, this might be helpful to you.
Okay.
If it's something you convert it over to us, our web developers would help sort through this with you.
Take care of that, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about a lot of information today,
Yes.
a lot of information. Hopefully I didn't confuse you with all that.
No, you can give me some things I need to work on though.
Yeah, I mean, we found some areas for improvement. I always tie it back to what you're trying to accomplish with your business, and that is more corporate work, fill up the 3 cars that you have right now, add a 4th. We want to do all that fairly quickly, and we recognize a better digital presence can help us do that,
Right.
right?
Right.
So as we're prioritizing everything we've talked about today, we looked at the opportunity to show up better on the search engines.
Yes.
We looked at social media.
Yes.
We looked at new website,
Right.
right? We looked at cleaning up those listings online.
That, yep, that it wasn't listed there, right?
You're right, yeah, exactly. How would you prioritize those items as far as top priority on down?
Well, I think you just kind of showed me that my website's bad, so I need to kind of better do something there.
Yeah.
That's in conjunction with needing it to be found. I mean, if I'm not even on the Minneapolis search, if I'm not on the St. Paul search, I mean, Burnsville's great,
Yes.
I need to be there. I mean, if that's something you can do, those are things that I need to look at.
Okay.
You mentioned the Facebook thing. It's something my daughter probably can get me online there
Okay.
and have her start managing it. But it's something that maybe I'm starting to hear it, that I need to be there and probably have somebody do that. I think those are the things.
Okay. Website, be found with that, because that's what's ultimately gonna drive the leads, right? Social media, you recognize, would you rather do it on your own or have your daughter do it than have a professional company manage it for you?
Considering the stuff I see her put on there, it's a good question, Nate.
It's up to you, I'm good either way, I just want you to be happy.
Do you
want it to
guys
work for you.
do things like that?
Yeah,
I'll take a look at it.
okay,
Doesn't hurt for me to look.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. It's probably something that I need to do.
okay. Fair enough. What I'll do then is ultimately put together a whole package, looking at all these items with the end goal of helping you get that 4th car.
Keep it cheap.
Keep it cheap. Cost is all relative, right?
It is. It is.
If it can get you to your goal, it's
The cheapest way possible.
cheapest way possible. You mentioned earlier that 3 to 1.
Right.
3 to 1. I mean, if you can stand, more is better, right?
That's a break even.
Break even, more is
Right.
better.
Yep.
What does it have to be to make you reasonably happy?
I don't know, at that point, I'm just picking numbers.
Okay,
I mean, is that 6 to 1, is that 10 to 1? I don't know.
it's got to do at least 3 to 1.
To break even, and then, then I've just got the capacity to fill it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fair. And I'm a realist. I mean, we need to what I come back with, we need to reasonably be able to look at it and say, yes, we think this can do what it needs to do for you, otherwise it doesn't make sense for you to do it.
Right.
So I'll keep that in mind as I'm putting this together.
Okay.
Anything else I should know?
Not today. I think our 20 minutes is up.
I think so.
All right.
Thanks for your time,
Yep,
Patrick.
thank you.